This is Kenny with BWOne.com. We're here with the hands-on review today of the HTC One M8. This is going to be HTC's flagship model for this year. As you can tell, it's going to be pretty similar as far as the phone goes comparatively to last year design-wise, but there are going to be a couple of specs and a couple other additional design features that are going to be new and a little bit better this year. As you can see here, let me turn that off here. You're going to have the similar design as the M7 as far as just the top front speakers, and HTC does a thing on their phones called HTC Boom Sound, which gives you just additional volume and additional clarity. And in all honesty, it's one of the better features as far as speaker phones go and just the speakers on a phone in general. There's been a couple of times when I've had to do conference calls and things like that, just when you want to have a speakerphone on, and the quality that you're going to be getting off of this is going to be much better than you will off of a lot of other phones that have just the regular mics either on the back or the speakers on the back side. A couple other features, of course, you're going to have your 5-megapixel front-facing camera here, great for those selfies, great for video conferencing, things like that. On the back here, you can see it's going to be a pretty unique design. It's going to be a very smooth, kind of a brushed finish to the phone, which it feels really good in the hand, just the curvature of it. I did find that it is a little bit slick. So when I first had it for the first couple days, it was when I was pulling it out of my pocket, it felt like it would almost slip a little bit. So it kind of took a little bit of time to get used to. A lot of people in most cases are probably going to have some sort of case in general, so that might help, with making the back a little bit more grippable. Another cool feature that you're going to see here is, unlike most cameras, this one's actually going to have two cameras. It's going to have an ultra pixel camera, and it's also going to have this additional camera up top here, which is going to be for field of depth. So basically, it's going to give you the ability to do things that you'd only be able to do with a professional DSLR type of camera. It's going to collect additional data, so that way when you are taking photos, you have that additional depth. So if you are going to be editing your photos later on, you can actually do blur effects, so you can have things focus in the foreground or the background, which I'll show you. Actually have a photo here that I did that with myself, just to kind of give you an idea as to what that kind of editing does. Some more other things, obviously you're going to see a very thin profile. As you can see up here, there's going to be a micro SD card slot. One thing I kind of didn't like about this is the micro SD card slot and the SIM card slot here on the side both require kind of a little pinhole. So in order to get that open, you actually have to have either like a paper clip. It does come with a little key that they give you, which is great. But again, just if you are, happen to be at a friend's house and you want to insert an SD card or take one out, if you don't have that key with you or if you don't have a paper clip, it can be a little bit of a hassle. So to that extent, a lot of times, most companies either have a little card slot on the side where you just kind of put the card in, or the back is removable. So they'll have a card slot in the back. So again, just a different design. Some people will probably like it because once you put that micro SD card in there, it's going to be in there securely and you're not going to have to worry about it ever coming out or getting loose or anything like that. So it's personal preference. Me, again, I just would rather have that ability to be able to take them in and out as necessary. So although the battery itself isn't actually removable, it does have a 2600 milliamp battery, which should last you well into the day. I went from about 9 in the morning till, usually through about a work day, 5 or 6 p.m. or so, and still had at least a good 20-30% left in battery life. So as far as, battery life goes for most phones, pretty solid. It lasts me all day. Again, this is, usually doing some light web surfing, listening to Spotify on the bus, and just, at work, Facebooking, just general kind of things like that. Some Candy Crush, obviously. So yeah, it seems to last all day long as far as that goes. A couple other great features about the phone is just, having this quick access, again, being able to customize what you want, your GPS settings, Bluetooth, all these sorts of things, just having the easy access. HTC also did something pretty unique with their new Sense. This is going to be the 6th version of the Sense, and they call it the 6th Sense. And it's going to actually have a couple extra additional gestures that most phones don't have. So if you have it from the off screen, you can actually swipe from the side, and it takes you directly into Blink Feed, which is basically going to be HTC's RSS feature. So you can go in here, and just how you would have an RSS feed, you have all your news, stories, things like that you're interested in. You can customize this list and choose additional topics that you would like to follow: Facebook, Reddit, YouTube. There's preset ones like entertainment where you can kind of go in there and look at things that you're interested in, sign up and kind of subscribe to these different feeds, which is really helpful because, like I said, a lot of people either would go to an RSS feed kind of app or things like that. This has it all kind of built in a really nice, clean interface. All the stories appear nice and easily. If it's going to take you into like a YouTube video or anything like that, it'll take you directly from the app. So that's pretty helpful. Another great thing is if you just want to check your time, do a double tap on the screen and it actually just turns the screen on right away. So instead of having to, go find the power button, things like that, it can be a little bit easier for some people. And then also swiping from the bottom will take you either unlock directly, or it'll take you into the last application that you were in. So a lot of cool features there as far as just gestures and functionality goes. Camera-wise, again, this is probably I actually have not been a huge fan of Android cameras in the past, just because of the fact that you might not always get the best quality. There's not a lot of editing options once you have taken your photos, but this camera just makes it really easy. Here, let me actually go show you. When you're taking photos, you want to choose the video mode that you're in. So you have camera, video, Zoe camera. Zoe camera is going to be basically like a way to be able to take photos and videos, and it kind of does a quick editing feature, so it kind of puts everything together into like a cohesive story for you. So I went to a concert recently and I used that to take a couple photos, do a couple little videos, and so it kind of brings it all together nice and easily. Later during the summer, they're also going to release a Zoe app, which is again going to be able to allow you to kind of upload these photos and these little experiences that you have and have it be cohesive and shareable, and just kind of a network there. Again, also selfie mode, so you can see, gives you your front-facing camera, little countdown, take your photo, and go directly from here and do some touch-up. So if you do like lighting, a lot of these features, let me show you. I actually took a selfie earlier here. Let's see. So there's a lot of features as far as the editing goes that you can do for facial recognition. So if you go into effects here and you go into touch-up mode, you can change the lighting, so you can edit how bright, how dark things are here. You can do things like face contorter, so you can kind of like make your face look thinner or normal size, things like that. So kind of editing features that you might find in other applications separately is all kind of right here in the actual phone itself as far as the software goes. Another cool thing, let's see, took a couple other photos here. Oops. So this is a photo of my puppy that was sleeping earlier today. And so as you can see, this is the original photo. Everything's kind of in focus here. And then as you can see here, you can do effects where you can actually choose a part of the photo to focus on. So he's still in focus, but like the actual area around him goes out of focus. So again, these are things that you can only do because of the fact that this camera has a dual camera mode. So a lot of great features as far as the camera goes. Really easy to use, really straightforward. If you go into the gallery itself here, let's see, pull this up. Again, you can see just all your different albums really easily, highlights. So again, this is kind of that Zoe mode feature that I was telling you about. It kind of takes your photos and kind of gives you like a little slideshow kind of feature, adds its own music in the background there. So kind of gives you like a little slideshow experience for just everything that you've taken recently. And the photo quality itself has been really great. I said I go to a lot of concerts, and a lot of times there's going to be a lot of low light situations where you may not get the best photos, but the photos that I took were great. The videos themselves, the audio was very clear. Typically on a lot of phone cameras, when you're doing videos at a concert and stuff like that, you pick up a lot of the bass, so a lot of the sound gets distorted. I didn't find that to be a problem with this at all, either through just rewatching it on the phone with the boom sound that HTC has, and also just watching it on my computer and other devices later on for sharing. So as far as that goes, it's been really great. Trying to think of anything else that's really special that I really liked about it. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention earlier on was that this phone actually has an IR blaster as well, so that you can use this phone as a remote control. So there's going to be the TV app, which is going to be unique to HTC. Let me see, let me get it here. That's going to allow you to, let me see, where is this guy? So sorry about that. This is going to be the TV app here. And again, you can set it up so that way you can control your cable box, your TV, your home theater system in general. And once you have that set up, it allows you to just use your phone as a universal remote, which for a lot of people is really handy, just for the fact that, having your phone with you, most people are going to have it with you when you're watching TV, on the couch, things like that. So it makes it a lot easier as far as just being able to have one device that kind of acts as everything. Overall, having been using an iPhone lately, going back to an Android device like this has been a solid phone. Really enjoyed it. Battery life lasts all day, a lot of cool features, a lot of easy functionality. I like the fact that Sense this time around isn't very intrusive. It's very easy to use. It doesn't have a lot of extra features that are gimmicky and things like that, like a lot of other phones have been coming out with lately. So I found that everything has been really cohesive and easy to use. So I would definitely recommend getting yourself one of these HTC One M8s. If you come back from an iPhone and me using an Android device again for the first time in a while, this HTC One M8 has been a great phone. Battery life has been awesome. You can use it all day long without having to worry about needing to find chargers midday. Camera's been awesome. Again, saying that I go to concerts a lot, having that low light and also just those additional editing features from the additional camera are great. And then also just the sound itself. I use this again just to make phone calls and for conference features, and as far as the boom sound goes, it's been excellent for watching YouTube videos and everything like that. So overall, awesome phone. Definitely would recommend it. And yeah, it's been my review for the HTC One M8. And as always, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, check us out on Google+, and don't forget to live your tech life in high definition.